am not sure if you can recognize it, but our focus on positive things doesn't stay long enough as we want. But how come this focus can stay longer to negative thoughts? Welcome to our day 7 of creating the fresh mindset before New Year's starts. So how come this happens, that it's so difficult to stay focused on things what we want? I did mention few things in day 6. One of the reason might be this, that we have prejudgmental thoughts before we start something already. And whatever small or big issues happen, this triggering you of stop doing something, or stop wanting something, because you didn't truly believe it at the first place. Another reason of why our focus doesn't stay long, is because we are not so sure of what we want. Why we are not sure? Because you may doubt that this is achievable. Then obviously most things you only can see, is one thing after another, that it's not working. But this happens because you wasn't sure about what you want at the first place. You had doubts, and most likely doubts of yourself. Not knowing of what you want, it's similar like trying to find the way out, how to get out from the forest. If you don't know which way you need to turn and walk, you might get lost, or you might be walking over there, quite for some time. But once you know which way to turn, you are good to go and fine to reach your destination, because if you wouldn't have them doubts or fears, you would know well that whatever you want, you actually can get it. As we say, the easiest way to predict your future is to create. When life brings you of what you don't want, you easy can understand of what you do want. So then, why is so difficult to stay focused on what you want? Well, because you still don't have it. And if you start doubting that it's hard to achieve, or that it's too difficult to get, then this is what exactly happens. It starts getting more difficult and more hard as you give them thoughts to yourself. And also, when you get what you actually don't want, life causes you to analyze why this is happening and causes you to ask. But when you ask for the answer, it's possible that you are expecting certain things already, which might not always please you. And when this happens, you might get confused. And that's why you might get lost again. But no worries, there is always a choice to get back to yourself and get things right. So how to increase your focus? First of all, if you have at least this belief in universe, law of attraction or some other higher power, this belief brings you the feeling of knowing and assurance that you will get there. But once you start focusing on doubts, them thoughts expands and most things you start seeing as doubts. And now thinking if you get, or actually attract of things what you don't want, make sure you reevaluate your focus. Most times our focus is really not in that side where we want to be. For instance, let's say you want money. Right? Think now, where is your focus? Is your focus in having money already, or lack of it? If you are in need of them, you feel you need them, then most likely your focus is in lack of not having them. And we know well, what we think, it expands. I know you may say, how else I can think of it, if I need money and I don't have them? When you holding this thought of not having the money, this is where you focus at. Whatever you do, you feel you don't have money, or you can't afford this or that. And basically you never have a chance to think differently. To think of how you would prefer to be. To shift that thinking and focus. For example, be grateful for what you have now, think or kinda dream about it. How would it feel like if money is here in your pocket? Where would you be going? What would you buy and so on? And with such thinking you would create different answer, of what life is causing you to ask. But instead of this, you are still expanding your focus on what you don't have. And so everywhere you go, you are always in a presence with current situation of how it is. And you are really not happy about it. All you can think of, how much you don't have, because this is your current situation and it's on your mind with your current form. But what about of what you have right now? It doesn't mean anything to you? So that's why it's difficult to focus on positive things, simply because it's not your current form but it's your desire. Desire what you can't see, feel or touch. And so obviously it's so much harder to give your focus to, of things what you still don't have. You may say, It's kinda doesn't make sense to give focus on things what you can't see. But tell me then really, what's the point of giving your attention to things what makes you feel even worse than it actually is? Why wouldn't you want to increase your higher vibrations by focusing on things which at least making you feel greater? Fine, you don't have now something what you want, but does it mean that this will be like this always? Or at least let's say that there is always possibility that this doesn't have to last forever. There is such option, right? But once again, check where is your focus. It's similar like if you look at sky and if all you see is dark clouds today, does it mean that tomorrow couldn't be sunny? Don't allow your current focus to prevent of your true desires. Because once you give your false attention, which is your current form of being what you actually can face, of things what you can't see but you desire for. Current really is happening at the moment, but can you tell what will happen in 10 minutes? Can you be so sure that you still will be at the same spot you are now? At that time when you see dark clouds, but you can't see the sun, you still know it exists and you know if the sun wouldn't appear today, it will appear someday eventually. You don't doubt on that. Do you? It's quite difficult to say when you are able to see the sun's ray in the sky, this can happen so unexpectedly. And the feeling then, is so, wow. So it's the same with your wish, it's there, and it will bring the light to you eventually. If you have full trust in energy, the universe and yourself, you sure know your wish is there. Don't you? But if your focus is always of not having it, you expanding procrastination to have it. So once again, our focus is very important, because this in a way, can tell how fast your desire can come to you. But what's the point to be focused on clouds and see the darkness? With a different perception you should be seeing the beauty. Clouds are also beautiful, and you know that the sun is actually also there, no doubts. So why giving yourself worries what makes you feel bad, by focusing on the clouds' darkness and not even allowing yourself see its own beauty? Clouds definitely affects you in a way, but it still doesn't change the fact that the sun is still there. Same with your desire, it's there, but once you focus on different things, you might forget this fact, that your wish is waiting for you. You focus so much on your current situation, and you lose your focus. So always try to really think and check, where it is really. Focus to things what you prefer to have and you will, but not vice versa. Nevertheless, if it's still difficult to shift your right focus, give it a break. Don't give your attention to any of it at the moment. And the struggle becomes less. Just think about something totally different. I am sure you can find something. When you giving a break at least it's not getting worse and it doesn't make you feel worse. But once you're about to come back to think about this subject again, start from cool things from the very beginning. Start as if things you want, happened already. So really, with your current physical being don't allow yourself to be preventing you of things you want. So today we say, I allow myself to be focused on things I prefer to be, and my physical form of being does not prevent of me being happy. As always I say, thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos to improve your positive energy.